If you're waking up tired, inflamed, and stuck at the same weight, the real problem starts before you fall asleep. Your evening routine, or lack of one, is keeping your cortisol levels high and your belly fat locked in. But there's a simple, science-backed fix that takes just a few minutes each night. I'll walk you through exactly what to do, and once you make this change, everything gets easier. Most people think fat loss happens when you're awake or in the gym, but the truth is, your real fat-burning window opens the moment the sun sets. So let's go through your protocol so you could burn fat, lower inflammation, and feel great. Step 1 of your protocol, the salt and honey rescue. If you wake up between 2 and 4 a.m., wired, anxious, and unable to fall asleep, it's not insomnia. It's your blood sugar crashing and your liver screaming for help. In Chinese medicine, this is called liver time. Here's what's happening. Your glucose levels drop too low. Your adrenals freak out and they release cortisol to bring your blood sugars back up. That's why your heart's racing and why you can't calm down. Here's the fix. Before going back to sleep, take 1 tablespoon of raw honey and a pinch of sea salt. The honey provides gentle glucose for your liver, and the salt supplies minerals to support your adrenals. This combination tells your body you're safe. You can rest now. The result? Cortisol drops, melatonin rises, and you drift back into deep sleep. You can do this if you wake up in the middle of the night, or you can take the honey and the salt right before bed. Step 2 in your protocol is the apple cider vinegar fat burn trigger. Right after your last meal of the day, dinner, within 30 to 60 minutes after you've completed your dinner, mix this simple drink. Grab 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar with the mother. Put that into 6 to 8 ounces of warm water and drink that. What happens is the apple cider vinegar will flatten your postprandial glucose spike, which is the rise of your blood sugar after eating. We want to buffer that rise. This will lower insulin and signal your body to switch over from storing fat to burning fat. A stable blood sugar curve means fewer cravings, better sleep, and more overnight fat burn. It's one of the simplest, most underrated tools in your metabolic tool shed. Step 3 in your protocol, no food at least 3 to 5 hours before bed. Here's why. This is where 90% of people sabotage themselves. If you eat close to bedtime, even something healthy, your insulin stays elevated for hours and you turn on digestion, which takes a lot of energy and resources. And here's the key. If insulin is high, fat burning is off, period. So you want your last bite to happen at least 3 hours before bed, and ideally at least 5 hours before bed. So if you go to bed at 11 p.m., your last bite of food should be no later than 8 p.m. And if you want to do it the right way and get the most results, your last bite of food in this example should be no later than 6 p.m. You see, this gives your body time to digest, drop insulin, and trigger growth hormone, your body's natural fat-burning and anti-aging hormone. So finish dinner early, take your apple cider vinegar, and let your body do what it was designed to do during sleep, which is fat burn, detoxification. Step 4 in your protocol might be a little weird for some of you, but I do this every single night. Mouth taping to make sure you breathe through your nose. This one surprises a lot of people, but if you breathe through your mouth while sleeping, you're unknowingly keeping your body in a stressed state. Mouth breathing dehydrates you, lowers oxygen efficiency, raises cortisol, and depletes nitric oxide. Nose breathing does the opposite. It increases nitric oxide. It improves oxygen delivery and signals calm. The simplest way to fix this is to use a small strip of mouth tape, hypoallergenic, safe. I personally use the mouth tape from Somnifix, and I'll drop a link and a coupon code for the one I use in the notes down below. You see, this retrains your body to breathe through your nose versus your mouth. You'll wake up more rested, less inflamed, and with more steady energy. Step 5 in your protocol, activate the parasympathetic nervous system. This is the part of your nervous system that is going to be responsible for digestion, detoxification, and repair. You can't burn fat if you're in a fight or flight mode, which is called your sympathetic nervous system. Fat burning happens when you're in a rest and digest state. So before bed, use this quick 3-minute nervous system reset. Number 1, dim your lights. Number 2, rinse your face with cold water. And number 3, apply a cooling or light compression face mask for 3 to 5 minutes. That could just be an ice pack that you put on your face. That gentle cold exposure stimulates the vagus nerve, which calms heart rate and lowers cortisol. It's like flipping a switch from anxious and wired to grounded and peaceful. Step number 6 in your protocol, the digital detox. Your cell phone is like a cortisol grenade. The blue light from your screens suppress melatonin by up to 80%, and that delays deep sleep, spikes cortisol, and messes with glucose control the next morning. So here's the new rule for you. No screen time for at least 60 minutes before bed. Turn off the phone, shut down the laptop, and if you watch television, you might want to consider wearing blue light blocking glasses that are red. And I'll drop a link for the ones I use at night, which is from Viva Rays, and I have a link and a coupon code for them. Something else you can do on your cell phone, at least if you're an iPhone user, there is a way to turn your screen into a red filter. So if you're watching on YouTube, you can see my screen. If you hit the button on the top right here on the side of the phone 3 times in a row, 1, 2, 3, you see it turns into a red light. That's a good option for you if you don't want to wear the blue light blocking glasses. Ideally, you want to replace scrolling with something that nourishes you. Reading, stretching, journaling, or gratitude, my favorite. This isn't just about avoiding light. It's about avoiding mental stimulation that keeps your brain on high alert. Another note here is if you're watching television, you don't want to watch something that's scary and very stimulating right before bed. Instead, watch something funny, lighthearted. I typically watch Modern Family or other funny shows that put you in a nice relaxed state. Step number 7 in your protocol, get vitamin G right before bed. Vitamin G is what I call gratitude. It's one of the fastest ways to reduce cortisol. A lot of people don't get it, but cortisol, the stress hormone, causes something called the cortisol belly, which is belly fat. That's because there are twice as many receptor sites for cortisol in your visceral fat versus other areas of your body. Gratitude is the fastest way to lower cortisol and produce oxytocin. At the end of your day, write down or think about 3 things that happened during the day that you're grateful for. The secret to gratitude is not the practice of gratitude, it's the feeling of gratitude. It's like strength training for your soul. And this is a universal law. What you appreciate appreciates. It grows, it expands. This isn't fluff. There's science to back this up. Studies show gratitude lowers inflammation and improves sleep quality. You see, your body listens to the emotional frequency you end on at the end of the day. So if you close the night with gratitude, your body enters recovery mode, not survival mode. Step number 8 is the temperature trick. You see, your core body temperature must drop about 1 to 2 degrees Fahrenheit for deep fat-burning sleep to begin. That's why a cold bedroom, studies show around 65 degrees Fahrenheit, 18 degrees Celsius, is the sweet spot. If your room is warm, your sleep suffers and cortisol stays high. To jumpstart that drop, take a cold shower or rinse your wrists and face with cold water an hour before bed. This primes your nervous system for rest and boosts growth hormone release overnight. Step 9 in your protocol is the light ritual. You see, our ancestors had firelight after sunset. No phone screens, no television screens or laptop screens. So you want to mimic that. Use amber or red lights in the evening. Light candles and turn off overhead LEDs. This simple light shift tells your brain it's nighttime and triggers melatonin production naturally. Melatonin isn't just a sleep hormone. It's also one of the body's most important antioxidants and mitochondrial protectors. The right light equals better melatonin, which equals deeper repair and more fat loss while you sleep. Now that you know what to do, let's talk about why this works and why most people stay stuck. Let's start with something really controversial. Your late night habits are more powerful than your workouts. You can crush a fasted morning walk, eat clean all day, but if you spike cortisol and insulin at night, it's game over for fat loss. Cortisol, as I mentioned, is the stress hormone along with adrenaline. When it's high at night, it blunts melatonin, your sleep hormone. And when melatonin is low, you can't access stored fat efficiently. So if you're eating too close to bedtime, doom scrolling on your phone, or watching stressful content, your body literally thinks it's daytime and it locks in fat storage mode. Once you understand this, the entire protocol I just gave you makes perfect sense. You're not just doing bedtime hacks, you're resetting your circadian rhythm, balancing hormones, and turning off the metabolic alarm that's been stuck on the on position. My fiance, her name is Natasha. She's from Brazil. She is beautiful, smart, amazing. But we get into these fights all the time. She just can't believe my bedtime routine. She says, Ben, your nighttime routine isn't a routine. It's a NASA launch sequence. Most people brush their teeth, but you, by the time you're done, mission control's like, we have liftoff. I don't think it's that crazy. Here's what I personally do. First, I mouth tape, as I mentioned, to make sure I breathe through my nose. Then I put on an eye mask, earplugs, cooling mattress setting on Igloo. I have a weighted blanket on top, and then 4 pillows in formation. Natasha says it looks like I'm prepping for a medieval joust. She says, Ben, it's not like you fall asleep. Instead, you re-enter Earth's atmosphere. Why can't you be like a normal person? You're so weird, she tells me. Have you ever heard of the TV show Dateline? It's this television show in the US which does reenactments of true crimes. Well, Natasha says if Dateline walked in on me, they wouldn't need any B-roll. I am the reenactment. She says it's less bedtime, more human taxidermy. She thinks it's hilarious. I don't get it. She takes pictures of me every night, like she's collecting evidence for the FBI. Other couples sext. She sends me hostage photos. Natasha says, there you are, Ben. Sealed, covered, plugged, pressed under a weighted blanket like a Panera Panini. I guess she's partly right. There's nothing sexy about whispering through duct tape, good night, honey. Don't hate me because I'm beautiful. That's our romance. Other couples send nudes. She sends a file of evidence called Red Flags I Ignored. I call it rest. She calls it natural birth control. But this, it's very important because most people fail because they don't know what to do. They try to rely on willpower, but willpower fades at night. The solution is the environment. The solution is the protocol I just gave you. So follow it and you're going to get exceptional results. Now, before I address the questions you submitted on this topic, I want to give you a free resource. Before you inject another $1 into Ozempic, you need to see this. The truth, 68% of Ozempic users gain all the weight back. It drains your muscle, wrecks your hormones, and leaves you with the Ozempic face. But there's a better way, and it's free. I created the world's easiest 7-day protocol to help you burn fat, kill cravings, and boost energy without needles, side effects, or guesswork. This is what Big Pharma doesn't want you to know about. Click the first link in the description box below, or if you're watching on YouTube, simply scan the QR code on the screen right now to download your free guide. It's drug-free, science-backed, and it works fast. Now let's get to your questions. How soon can I expect to see results if I follow this nighttime routine every day? You're going to notice results the first morning after the night of doing this. As you do this consistently, it compounds over time. So after 7 days, even more benefits. 14 days, even more benefits. 30 days, you'll notice your body's in this anti-inflammatory, fat-burning, parasympathetic state. Is it okay to take apple cider vinegar on an empty stomach before bed or only after dinner? Either way works. Before bed or after dinner, it's both beneficial. If I know that I wake up at 2 or 3 a.m. every night, should I have the honey salt mixture before bed instead? You could try that first as a proactive measure. And if you still happen to wake up in the middle of the night, have another about 1 to 2 teaspoons of honey and sea salt in the middle of the night. Can this routine help with menopause-related sleep problems or belly fat? Yeah, I would argue that this routine is even more important for any woman going through menopause right now. That's the protocol. Follow it, report back, let me know how it goes for you. Thank you so much for watching and for listening. And hey, I just recently published a video on 3 fat loss tricks so powerful they feel like you're cheating. Here's a clip from that lesson, and then click the video on the screen and I'll see you in that next lesson. It's about knowing how to hack your body the smart way. Once you try these, fat loss will never feel hard again. Here's the first trick. It's called the carb timing hack. You're gonna do this before and after your biggest carbohydrate meal of the day. You see, carbohydrate-rich foods